Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the vendor menu. It's going to be found under companies in vendors. This will bring you to your vendors overview page, where you'll be able to view all of your vendors in your system. First thing that I want to point out though is this warning message up top. By default, we are only going to show vendors with records on this page, meaning vendors that you have used before. So if you have vendors entered that you've never used in your system, they're not going to display here by default. Of course, you can always change that, and it says to display all vendors, please use the filter option for status. So I can go over and click my filter icon, select filter, and then double check status. Make sure it is both active with and without records. And then I can click filter, filter and hide, which will remove my filter options or hide the filter options for me. Or you have the ability to save filter, to save these filter settings so that next time you come and click filter, like these ones, you'll have these options to click different filter settings instead of changing this. So I'll just go ahead and click filter and hide. And it's going to display all of my vendors. You saw, I believe there was 200 entries before. Now we have over 900. If you're wanting to create a new vendor, that will be our new icon, the plus sign right here. You can create an individual vendor or import from a spreadsheet. Also, if you're connected to QuickBooks Online, you do have the ability to bring in vendors from QuickBooks as well. But if you were to add a new vendor, I'd just like to point out that it is going to ask you to search for that vendor to see if it already exists in your system. I'll just type in a name and search. And it's telling me that no matches were found, so I don't already have this vendor in our system, so I can go ahead and create it. So I need to go through and fill out everything with the orange asterisk. The name, a short name, what type of vendor this is, and there is a lot of other info that I could put in at this time, including a logo, the address. But if what's in asterisk is the only thing I want to enter at the moment, I can click save. And I could always go and edit their profile to fill in the rest of that stuff later. We do also have our view icon in between the plus sign and filter. This is going to show you all the different reports that are available. We have our view experienced vendors. You can view your whole vendor list, download your vendors, download vendors with contacts or with cost codes, and also download this list as a PDF. Another report that we have on here is going to be this credentials button. Now, in another video, we're going to dive deep into credentials, but just know that this button here will run a credential report. It's going to show all my credentials for all of my vendors, give an expiration date if there is one required, and a status. So it expires in 166 days. Looks like this one expired 46 days ago. I can filter this to only see certain things I want to see. I could also print this out if I needed to. Now, up at the top, we do have a handful of other tabs. So we're currently on the vendor overview. We can also view invoices. So this would be invoices entered in from all vendors. Payments as well. So any payments that we've made to our vendors. Commitments, I can view any open commitments. And claims. And these would be lien law claims from all of our vendors. If we go back to the vendors page, I want to click on a name, a company name, to bring me to that specific vendor's profile. From their profile page, I can click Edit here. This is where I can change any of that information. Maybe their phone number changes, they move locations. I can also select what type of company this is. I like to point this out because a vendor could also be a third party, maybe a customer, maybe you're going to do some work for them. If that's ever a situation that you're in, you can have a company listed under multiple types. So one company could be listed on all three. They'll put them in all three lists. You don't have to double enter anything. Also at the bottom, you're going to have your contacts. So this is the list of people that work for this company. If I ever want to add a new contact, I could click the Add New Contact button over to the right. Here's where I can also set up my credentials. I can view any credentials that they have. Looks like they have a few that are expired, but I could also add new credentials from here as well. I can view their trade list, which will be a list of cost codes that this vendor is going to be able to do. You're going to use these trades while searching during the RFQ process. So when you're creating a request for quote, you'll be able to search by cost code that will cross-reference the vendor's trade list. So if we were searching for leveling and I put that in my cost code that I'm searching for, this vendor would pop up because that code is in their trade list. We also have qualifications, which work the exact same way as trades. It'll be used for searching during that quoting process. But instead of being cost codes, qualifications are completely open-ended. You could create a qualification for just about anything and then apply that to the applicable vendors. And to do that, you can click Add New Qualifications to get those applied to their profile. You can also view events that have happened with this vendor, any interactions. You can leave notes on their profile. If you want to edit those notes, you just need to click that edit button and you can add in your notes. And then finally, view any projects that they are active in. Back up at the top, we took a look at their profile page, but I could also view invoices. Now, this would be invoices from this specific vendor. As we're back on the overview page, it was all invoices. Any payments that we've made, any open commitments that we have with them, quotes that we've received, their current rating. Throughout working with a vendor in RedTeam, we're going to ask you to rate your vendors. All that information is going to come back here. I can view any previous rates, if there were any notes that were left on it. And see, we had a -1 written here. But then it's all going to come back and average to how we feel about this vendor. All in all, we're pretty okay with them. We do also have a blog here. You can leave posts on here, but you can see what was happening. And you can view all of their claims as well. This would be lien law claims. Once again, you would be able to view them and store them here. This has been our video on the vendor menu. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.